Alright, so I have to tell you about something that happened last summer. It's one of those stories I wasn't sure if I wanted to share, but it's been on my mind for a while now, so I figure, why not? So, every summer, my family does this big reunion at my grandparents' old farmhouse. It's one of those old creaky houses that's been around for generations. It's kind of falling apart, but my family's obsessed with tradition, so we keep going back. The thing is, though, there's this one room, the guest room upstairs, that no one ever uses. Like, ever. I'm talking about a room that's fully furnished, nice bed, dresser, a couple of old paintings on the wall, but for some reason, every time I've asked about it, my family's just like, oh, we just keep it closed, don't worry about it. And you know how when people are weirdly vague about something, it makes you way more curious? That's what happened to me. So, this past summer, I'm back at the house with all my cousins, uncles, and aunts, and one night, I'm just kind of wandering around the house because, insomnia, and I end up standing outside the door to the guest room. Now, usually, that door is locked. Always has been. But tonight, I swear, I heard something inside. Like, at first, it was just this soft shuffling sound. I told myself it was probably the wind, or maybe a mouse or something. But then, I hear this whispering. Like, really faint, just barely audible, but definitely human whispering. My first thought? One of my cousins is messing with me. But it's like 2 in the morning and everyone's supposed to be asleep. So now I'm standing there, freaking out a little, and I do the dumbest thing possible. I grab the doorknob and slowly turn it. And guess what? The door, which is always locked, swings open. Now, at this point, I should have just noped out of there. But curiosity, man. It gets the best of you. So, I step inside, and immediately, I'm hit with this awful smell, like mildew and something rotten. The room looked normal enough, though, same furniture, same old paintings on the wall. But something felt off. Like the air was heavier in there, almost suffocating. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed this dark stain on the floor by the bed. It looked kind of like water damage, but darker, thicker. I walk closer, and that's when I see the imprint of a hand in the middle of the stain. Like someone had pressed their palm into it while it was still wet. And that's when I hear the whispering again. Only this time, it's right behind me. I spin around, fully expecting to see someone standing there, but there's no one. Just the open door and the empty hallway. At this point, every instinct in my body is screaming for me to leave, but I feel frozen, like my legs aren't listening to me anymore. Then I hear it again. Get out.
Get out!
It's this raspy voice, almost like it's struggling to speak, and it's coming from under the bed. I'm not proud of what happened next, but I drop to the floor to look under the bed, because apparently, I'm an idiot. And there, underneath, in the darkest corner, I see these 2 faint, glowing eyes staring back at me. I don't know how long I was frozen there, but it felt like forever. And just as I was about to scramble back, I hear the voice again, clearer this time, like it's right in my ear. You're not supposed to be here. I bolted out of that room so fast I almost tripped down the stairs. I didn't stop running until I was back in my room with the door slammed shut and the covers over my head like a little kid. But I swear, as I lay there trying to calm down, I could still hear it, that raspy whisper, telling me to get out. The next morning, I told my mom what happened, fully expecting her to laugh it off or tell me I was dreaming. But when I mentioned the guest room, her face went pale. She didn't say anything for a long time, just kind of stared at me like I'd said something I wasn't supposed to. Finally, she told me something that no one in the family ever talks about. Decades ago, before I was born, there was an accident. My grandparents used to rent that guest room out to boarders. One summer, a man stayed there, a quiet guy, didn't talk much. But one night, they found him dead in the room. They never really figured out how he died. The coroner said it was a heart attack, but there was something strange about it. The man had clawed at the floor like he was trying to crawl away from something. And the last words he apparently said before he died? "You're not supposed to be here." After that, they sealed the room and told everyone it was off limits. But they never told us why. So, that's why no one talks about the guest room. And I'm definitely never going back in there again.